It's 11:47 p.m. Doona pulled up to your chin, phone brightness cranked way past where it should be, and you're doing the thing you swore off. And there it is, someone you went to school with, same kind of job as you, roughly the same pay, and yet somehow there's a brand new Ranger sitting in their driveway. Last month it was 4 nights in Bali. This month it's a kitchen reno straight off the block. Stone Island bench, the lot lit up like a display home. So you do what any sensible person does. You do the maths. You know roughly what they earn. You know roughly what all of that costs. And it does not add up. Not even close. Here's the bit nobody's posting. They're not rich. They're just very, very good at looking rich. And once you understand how the trick actually works, I promise you'll never scroll the same way again. Because behind almost every Living My Best Life post is one word you'll never see printed on it. Borrowed. The car's on finance. The holiday went straight onto the card. The kitchen is a redraw on the mortgage wearing a nice outfit. What you're staring at midnight, jealous and confused, isn't wealth. It's a lifestyle on lease, paid monthly, and the payments never stop. And the stats back this up in a way that should genuinely worry you. Household debt in this country now sits at roughly 177% of disposable income, meaning the average Aussie household owes close to 2 years of take-home pay before the mortgage even enters the conversation. Around a third of us are carrying a credit card balance averaging close to $3,600 at an interest rate pushing 19 to 21%. And the cash rate has been sitting at 4.35%, a 12-year high, which means every single dollar of that debt is more expensive to hold than it's been in over a decade. Dig a little further and it gets worse. Around 4 in 10 Aussies have used a buy now, pay later service in the last 6 months. Among younger millennials and Gen Z, it's closer to 6 in 10. This is not a country quietly getting richer. This is a country getting very, very good at hiding the bill. Now here's where the whole performance turns genuinely shaky. Roughly 1 in 6 Aussies has less than $1,000 set aside. More than a quarter say there's nothing left over after payday, full stop. And something close to 7 in 10 don't have a real emergency fund at all. So picture the moment it goes wrong. Rego's due the same week as the electricity bill. Or the hot water system dies in the middle of a Melbourne winter with a 4-figure repair sitting on it. For most of these picture-perfect lives, that one ordinary bill is the pin in the balloon. There's no buffer, no rainy day account. One dead hot water system and the whole show quietly folds. So how does it actually work? How does an entirely ordinary wage fund an extraordinary-looking life? Let me walk you through the machinery, piece by piece, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Start with the car, because in this country, the car is the status symbol. Whether it's a Ranger, a Hilux, or a Merc SUV idling in the private school pickup line, the overwhelming majority of them are financed. And here's the psychological sleight of hand. Almost nobody in the showroom asks, can I actually afford a $65,000 ute? They ask, can I afford $180 a week? And with that one small shift in the question, a $65,000 vehicle stops being a purchase and quietly becomes a subscription. A monthly fee for an image you'll never fully own. Some go the smarter route and set up a novated lease through work, thinking they've cracked the code. And sure, there can be a genuine tax saving there. But you're still handing over a slice of every single payslip for an asset that's losing value the moment you drive it off the lot, with a balloon payment quietly waiting for you at the end of it all. Then there's the newer, faster version of the same drug. Buy now, pay later. It's no longer just for a new couch or a big-ticket item. People are splitting a Kmart shop into 4, splitting the weekly servo fill-up, splitting a Friday night Uber Eats order. Just sit with that for a second. People are putting a butter chicken on an installment plan. Each little payment feels tiny and painless, and that is precisely the design. 4 small, painless bites spread across 4 or 5 different apps. And suddenly next fortnight's pay is already spoken for before it's even hit the account. And for the homeowners, there's the sneakiest trick of the lot, the redraw. The house goes up in value, so out comes the equity. And here's the trap. Instead of that money becoming genuine net worth, it becomes a new kitchen, a trip to Noosa, a newer car. You're borrowing against your own future to buy things that start losing value the very second you own them. You feel richer. You are very quietly becoming poorer. Now let's actually add this up. Call it $500 a month feeding the car, another $250 a month, easily disappearing into BNPL splits and credit card minimums. That's $750 a month every single month just to keep the performance running. Here's the part that should stop you cold. Take that exact same $750 and instead of renting an image with it, you put it into a boring, low-cost index fund averaging a steady 7% a year. 10 years later, that's pushing $130,000. That is the real choice sitting in front of you. It was never ute versus no ute. It's a monthly performance versus a small fortune. Quick one before we keep going, drop a comment below and tell me, ute finance, BNPL, or the redraw special. Which one do you reckon is doing the most damage to Aussie bank accounts right now? Genuinely curious what you're all seeing out there. So why does this trick work on smart, careful, sensible people? Because you're comparing your behind the scenes to their highlight reel. You see your own overdraft, your servo coffee guilt, your ordinary, tired Tuesday, and you're holding all of that up against their single best, most curated 10 seconds. It was never a fair fight. Nobody posts the direct debit bouncing. Nobody films the 2 a.m. panic when the numbers don't stretch. So let me tell you what real wealth actually looks like in this country, because it will genuinely surprise you. It's boring. Almost completely invisible. It's a 10-year-old Corolla that owes absolutely nobody anything. It's a modest place out in the suburbs with a little extra going onto the mortgage every single month. It's super quietly building at 12% without you lifting a finger, and a plain, unglamorous ETF portfolio compounding away where no one's watching. It's a fully funded emergency account just sitting there, patiently waiting for the hot water system to die so it can shrug the whole thing off without a second thought. Real wealth pays the rego without flinching. It doesn't post. It has no hashtag, and it never trends. And here's the genuinely fascinating part. From the leafiest street in the eastern suburbs to the most affordable pocket of the outer west, the genuinely wealthy tend to look exactly the same. Completely unremarkable. Because somewhere along the way, they made the unglamorous decision to buy assets instead of appearances. So next time you're lying there at midnight watching someone your age live a life you can't quite make sense of, remember 3 things. The car's on finance, the lifestyle's on credit. And the safety net, more often than not, simply isn't there. Real wealth doesn't need an audience. It doesn't need to be seen to be real. And here's the one line I want you to walk away with. Every single dollar you spend looking rich is a dollar that can never compound into being free. So choose the quiet version. Nobody claps for it. But unlike everything on that screen, it's actually yours. If this one hit a little close to home, smash that like button and get subscribed, because I'm breaking down more of this stuff every single week. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.